Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel where I share my passion for budgeting as well as the mom and work-life balance. Today we are looking at February of 2022 and what we expect to spend in that month. All right, let's get to it. So for this month, I decided to do something a little different. I put what we plan to spend in this column in order to calculate about approximately what percent of our budget we're putting towards in each category. February should be a month of new pay as I submitted my paperwork to become an MA plus 60 as I completed those courses in the beginning of January. So what we are expecting to take home is $7,520, and honestly it's going to be more than that. I have been subbing a ton. My district just passed an MOU to our contract to where if we sub, instead of $32 we're going to get $50. I subbed 3 times 2 weeks ago. I subbed once this week, so I'm assuming that this upcoming check for this next month will be substantially larger, and that will be our last check of my normal income. And then from there, since I submitted to have my lane and step change, that will improve my income for the second check in February. So we're gonna tithe $145 like typical. That goes to a couple, that goes to our church, as well as we sponsor a child in Africa. House mortgage, $1,740 is what we are expecting. It's been like $1,731, $1,732 around there, so I always like to just round up. Electric and gas, we are assuming $250. I know you'll find out in a week that January, our bill for this, which would have been technically December, was $230. So I'm assuming it'll be around that range, as the weather I believe will be pretty typical as December, January, and February. And hopefully in March we'll see it go up a little bit, and hopefully we'll have a warmer March where we can open up the windows. Our internet is $49.95, so I just put around $50 in this category. It is not a trash month. We pay trash every other month. I do want to add, for our mortgage, we live in a kind of a rural / suburban area north of the Twin Cities, and same thing with our insurance and groceries. That'll be based on where we live. So we live outside in a rural / suburban area northeast of the Twin Cities. Water and sewer, I budget $80. Typically we're somewhere between $71 and $75 in that category. Insurance is like $196, so I round that up to $200. Groceries, I'm budgeting $400. This is to feed my husband, myself, and my 1.5-year-old son. Eating out, $75 in the budget for there. Gas, I bumped this up to $300. Gas prices just keep going up, up, and up. So I'm just bumping that up all the way up to $300. And if we spend less in that category, great. And that way we're just prepared to pay that every month. Fun and entertainment, $25. Our phone, $113. Loans this month, I'm hoping we can put approximately an extra $2,500 in this category this next month. That'll pay off 1.5 of our federal loans. You'll find out in January that we were able to pay 1.5 off in there, even though we did have some surprise problems come up in January, and I'm going to talk about that more in my next week video. And then miscellaneous, of course, is $100. Our reserve funds, $100 for me and my husband. Health fund, $125. Accidentals and car maintenance, we're putting $100 in. Christmas / birthday, we used to do $50 a month. Last month I decided, and then I approached my husband with this idea that we just make every single account that we have positive so we can start fresh. And that's what we decided to do. And then instead of putting $50 a month away for Christmas / birthday, we're gonna put $75 away so we are more prepared when Christmas comes this next year. Household, we're gonna put $250 away like usual. School, I get $25, and then of course Ben gets $150, and then our new category, subscription / life insurance, gets $35 a month. So when my life insurance, as well as when our different subscriptions like Disney and Costco, Amazon, all those come up, we have the money set aside for that, so it's not a big shock to our budget. So 960 for reserve funds, 6,560 for our normal expenses. Note that is paying off a good substantial part of debt, which makes our difference going to be $0. It is kind of really exciting to see how we're putting about 41% or more, because whatever's left over at the end of the month, we put that on top of it. So we're putting anywhere between 41% and maybe even 45% of our income towards our loans. It'll be interesting once we do have those paid off on what we decide to do next, as that's a substantial amount of money, and what we have for our income and our takeaway pay. All right, I hope you enjoyed that very quick February budget with me. Nothing too big in February. I'm looking forward to just having a normal month, even though we might have that new pay come into effect. It'll make budgeting easier, and I think for the most part we should be in a groove at this point, as long as no big expenses pop up like January. So if you are curious about that, come back, hit the notification button, hit the subscribe button, and find out what that big expense was for January next week. All right, I'll see you later. Bye, guys.